Started off working at my mom's house, but I'm still stuck inside my mom's house. Dreaming about 10 bands when I walk it out. Then I wake up, boy, what you talking about? You ain't never gonna catch me slipping. Just wait until you see me winning. And I'ma tell you from the jump, I just hope you listen. Homie, wait until you see me winning.
Welcome to another edition of Cover 2 Sports. I'm your host, Chase Hope. Coming to you solo today, but don't you worry. I'm not going to blow any coverage. Tex couldn't make it. He's back at home in Nashville celebrating with the family, which, is great. That's what we like to do this time of year. So, like I said, coming to you solo. So let's get started. So, yesterday was such a crazy day in college football. I mean, absolutely crazy. It was great if you're a college football fan. And if you're not a college football fan, I feel sorry for you, honestly. I mean, what is wrong? What else can they do to make college football better? It is definitely the most entertaining, most invigorating, best sport to watch on television. So, I'm going to talk to you about the biggest snub in college football history. And maybe they're not snub's the wrong word. Everybody, the four teams, deserve to be there. But this year shows why the college football playoff has to expand. UCF deserves to be in the top four. I'm not going to sit here and act like they deserve it over Alabama, because they don't. They don't deserve it over Georgia, Oklahoma, or Clemson. Yes, they were undefeated, but at the same time, they didn't play the level of competition that those three teams I just named played. But that does not mean they don't deserve to be in the conversation to have an opportunity to win the national title. They put on a show against Auburn. It was a great game, but they showed why, hey, man, we deserve to be here. But at the same time, them guys are thrilled to be there. Just 2 years after not winning a game. And it's crazy. 51 players on this year's UCF team were on that team that went winless in 2015. And 2 years later, they're undefeated. Finished with a perfect season. So congrats to the Golden Knights down there in UCF. But, man, I'm telling you what. I know Oklahoma didn't come out with the victory, but Baker Mayfield is that dude, man. He is going to be a star. He reminds me so much of Johnny Manziel that it's ridiculous. And I'm not meaning that in a negative way at all. Johnny Manziel is arguably one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. Except Baker, I don't think he's going to have the issues, the head problems Manziel had. I think Mayfield's got a better head on his shoulders. And that was such a game last night. Went down to the very end. And, of course, Oklahoma didn't pull it out. Georgia, those dogs, they're going on to face Alabama in the national championship. And, honestly, I'm impressed by Georgia. I'm impressed by Jake Fromm. A true freshman coming in there. And you know what? He's facing Baker Mayfield. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to come down to, can the Oklahoma offense outdo the Georgia defense? Well, honestly, that contest was right there even. So it really came down to Fromm versus Mayfield. And Fromm done what he had to do to win that game. He done what he had to do, put his team in the position to win the game. And that's exactly what they did. But Mayfield, he didn't leave anything out there. He gave all he had to end such a remarkable college career, such a remarkable story. The guy walks on at Texas Tech, does great, and then decides to, go to Oklahoma and walks on there. Wins a Heisman, makes it to the playoff, didn't win the game, but they get there. And here's my thing. Everybody talks about Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold. Why not Mayfield? Mayfield arguably is just as good as those guys. In my opinion, he's right there. He's right there with them. Now, I think Josh Rosen, I think he's going to come into the NFL if he decides to declare for the draft. He's talked about his hesitancy to want to play for the Cleveland Browns. And I can't blame him, but at the same time, I don't think that's something you need to say. Now, I don't think any GM is going to sit there and say, Well, I mean, it is the Browns. At the same time, what if you go bad? What if your team gets in a bad situation? You don't want that on your team. You don't want someone that doesn't want to be there. What the Browns need to do, they own the first and the fourth pick in the upcoming draft. Several holes to fill. What the Browns need to do, in my opinion, to get better instantly, to become a better team, better offense, you're going to take Saquon Barkley from Penn State, number 1 overall. What? You're going to take a running back, number 1 in a passing league? You're damn right I'm taking Saquon Barkley. He's the best prospect coming out, period. Period. You're going to take Saquon Barkley right there, number 1. Because if you don't, he's more than likely not going to be there at 4. You have the Giants and Colts picking 2 and 3. Giants, they're either going to take a quarterback or they're going to stick it out with Manning. We're yet to see how that situation is going to play out. But the Colts, if Saquon Barkley's there, they're taking. They have a quarterback. They have Andrew Luck. They don't need to take a Sam Darnold or a Josh Rosen. So why not take Saquon Barkley, number 1? You've got the 4th pick. If you don't take him there, he's not going to be there. Because if he falls to the Colts, that's who they're going with. They're taking Saquon Barkley. Frank Gore's not getting any younger. I don't think Marlon Mack's going to be the answer in Indianapolis. So you better take Saquon Barkley. He's instantly going to make your offense better. He instantly gives you an identity on offense. And you can still use Duke Johnson. It's not like you're taking away from Duke Johnson. Saquon Barkley is a way better running back than Isaiah Crowell. So let Crowell walk. Let him sign wherever he's going to sign. And you take Saquon number 1 overall. And then when you get to your another pick at 4, you have the ability to take a player, or you can trade back, trade down, acquire more picks, which the Browns have been doing. I mean, it works out perfect because you get there to number 4, you're either going to have, possibly, you could have all 3 quarterbacks. But I see the Giants taking a quarterback. I see if Josh Rosen's there, they're going to take him. So you're sitting there at 4. You're going to have the opportunity to take either Darnold or Mayfield. Maybe even Jackson. I don't know how high the Browns are on Jackson. And if I'm the Browns, man, I'm not sure if I'm going to be taking Sam Darnold. He didn't look the greatest in that bowl game. But how can you not take Mayfield? He wants to be there. He's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. The guy walked on at 2. Texas Tech ain't a premier college program, but he walked on to 2 big-time university programs. Won the Heisman. You think he won't accept the challenge to turn the Browns around? Come on now. Mayfield will be the best quarterback the Browns could get just because of his mindset. He sees a challenge, he ain't going to run from it. He's going to grab it by the horns. Mayfield, with him and Barkley together, ooh-wee. Talk about a nasty duo. And he'll have Josh Gordon to throw to, Corey Coleman. Yeah, you think I'm crazy saying Mayfield over Darnold? Nah. You got to do what's best for the franchise. I think Darnold would do well in Cleveland too. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how the combine is. But if I'm the Browns right now, that's who I'm taking. I'm going to take Barkley, and then I'm taking Mayfield. So moving on to the Alabama-Clemson game. There was a lot of talk before the game. Alabama didn't deserve to be there. Yada, yada, yada. 2 losses. Or not 2 losses. 1 loss. Sorry. A 1-loss Alabama team shouldn't be in the playoff. Come on now. Come on now. They shut that high-flying Clemson offense down. Dug them in the dirt. They're 6 feet under right now. I don't even know if they have a pulse. Is Kelly Bryant okay? Has anybody checked on him? I sure hope he's okay. He's got talent. But, woo! And my Tennessee fans coming out at me because if Jeremy Pruitt can turn the Volunteers defense into that, my God, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. But yet to see. But that defense last night, Alabama's defense, was absolutely it was fun to watch. In today's game, you want to see the high scoring, the high flying offenses, all the points. But it doesn't get no better than that right there. That's one of the best games you could watch as far as a defensive, if you're an Alabama fan. If you're a Clemson fan, you might have turned it off in the fourth quarter. I don't know. Depends how committed you are. But that right there, that was a great ball game to watch. It was great to see. I loved seeing that defense. That defense was mean. It was nasty. It was ferocious. And I cannot wait to see this national championship game between Alabama and Georgia. So I have Alabama winning that. And because first off, I know both defenses are stout. But I think Alabama's offense is better than Georgia's. Jalen Hurts is a good college quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and act. I don't see him being much in the NFL. But we'll wait and see. You know, I'm not going to knock the kid. But, I mean, Alabama's got so many running backs. They stay fresh. They have the best wide receiver in the country. In my opinion, Calvin Ridley is the best wide receiver in the country going up against this Georgia defense. But on Georgia's side, they have Jake Fromm, a true freshman, Nick Chubb, Sonny Michael, Michelle, however you want to say it. I mean, it's going to be a great ball game. I think it's going to be a defensively contested ball game. I think it's going to come down to defense. Which defense is better? In my opinion, that defense is going to be Alabama's. And I think right now Alabama has a better quarterback as well. So I think Alabama is going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be high flying, high contested. It's really going to come down to, can Georgia's defense stop Alabama's running game? And part of that running game is Jalen Hurts. If you don't watch him, he'll take off and he'll hurt you. And he won't think twice. And you know what? If you shut that down, well, you got to worry about Calvin Ridley. Because like I said, Calvin Ridley will hurt you. He'll burn you. He'll leave you in the dust. He'll get 6. He'll get 6 again. And he'll get 6 again. And again and again if you let him. You cannot allow Calvin Ridley to hurt you. But I'm not going to doubt Kirby Smart. I think it's going to be a great ball game. I think it's going to be possibly the... I was going to say I think it's going to be the best national championship we've seen so far in the playoff, but last year's was great. Clemson and Alabama went at it, and I hope we're able to get something half as good as that. It's definitely going to be a defensive showing, a defensive battle, and I cannot be more excited for it. Speaking of playoffs, let's talk about the NFL playoffs. It's going to be... I think it's going to be great, and I think there's going to be 2 early upsets. I'm going to run through my picks here of who I think is going to win. And I know some's going to disagree with me, but hopefully a lot will. So I'm going to start with the AFC, and I'm going to start with the Jacksonville-Buffalo game. I think Jacksonville's vulnerable right now. They've lost 2 straight. They just got beat by the Titans. And, I mean... You can say what you want about the Titans beating the Jags in Week 17. You can say, Week 17 games don't matter. But the Jags came out there to win that game. Their head coach even said they were coming out there to win that game. They didn't rest their starters, which honestly blew my mind. You're in the 3rd spot, no matter what. Why not rest? Why not rest? You want to regain the momentum? Well, let me tell you, Barry Church lost all his momentum. Did you see that stiff arm Mariota put on him? Wow. I swear, Steve McNair's soul just came down, engulfed Mariota, and threw Church, man. Just threw him off. Put him in the pit of misery. Dilly. But this, getting back on track here to the Jacksonville and Bills game, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. Because, first off, I don't trust Blake Bortles. I think Tyrod Taylor's a better quarterback, and he is. Tyrod's going to come in here, make plays with his legs. He's got Shady McCoy, one of the best running backs. Yeah, McCoy's hurt, but he's going to be in this game. He's going to play in this game. And he's going to run all over this Jacksonville defense. All over. So it's going to come down to Bortles, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a high contest. It's not going to be at all. It's going to be one of them slug it out, ground and pound type games. And I think the Bills are going to be able to stop Leonard Fournette. Obviously, you're not going to completely shut him down. That's not going to happen at all. but you're going to be able to slow him down. He's not going to be able to get big gain after big gain after big gain. So Blake Bortles is going to have to do something with his arm. And I don't trust that. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by no means. But I think the Bills are going to win it 18-15. That's what I think, honestly. That's what I think. I think it's going to be a field goal match for both teams with a touchdown here and there. And moving on to the Chiefs-Titans game. Now, I'm going to sound like a homer, but the Titans are going to win this. They're going to win this. They're on a roll. They're back on track. They finally win a game. Mariota looked great. He looked healthy. He's running around, scrambling, made plays with his feet, made plays with his legs. And that's what we're going to need him to do. That's what the Titans are going to have him do, is extend plays with his legs. But that Titans play calling is suspect. And if they lose this game, Malarkey and Robisky are probably out. Because, honestly, there's no reason for them to lose to the Chiefs. It's not going to be easy. If the Titans' defense plays like they did against Jacksonville, I mean, it's going to be a great game. They're going to have to slow down Kareem Hunt. They're going to have to find a way to slow down Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And, honestly, I think Kelce and Hill are going to be the X factors to watch. If they get going, it's going to be bad for the Titans. It's going to get bad. And we're going to see what Alex Smith can do. Because you know he's going to be looking for Kelce. And when Kelce ain't there, he's going to be looking for Hill or Hunt. And that's what we're going to have to do. I think the Titans are going to dial up the pressure. Jarrell Casey, Brian Orakpo, Darren Morgan, they're going to be in Alex Smith's face. Therefore, they're going to have to lean on the run a little bit more. Then we're going to stuff that. The Titans, I don't see the Titans losing to the Chiefs. I don't see it. We're going to have another Ryan Suckup 50-yarder in the frozen tundra. We're going to make it. We're going to win the game. And it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a score of 24-21. Titans win. Now, I'm going to move on to the NFC. So in the AFC, I have the Bills and the Titans winning, which means the Bills will face New England and the Titans are going to face Pittsburgh. But right now, we're going to move on to the NFC. So the Rams and Atlanta. As bad as I want to say Atlanta would win this game, it's going to be the Rams. It's going to be the Rams. Jared Goff has had such a great year. Todd Gurley has been an absolute monster. And Jared Goff has made Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, and Cooper Kupp look great. They've made him look great. And I don't see this Falcons defense slowing them down. And I think the Rams defense is better than the Falcons defense. I think this will be a high-scoring game. I really do. Because I don't see the Rams defense shutting Atlanta out either. Tremaine Johnson on Julio Jones, that's going to be fun to watch. I give the nod to Julio, obviously. One of the best wide receivers in the game. But Aaron Donald is going to be in Matt Ryan's space all afternoon. All game long. But I think I'm going to have the Rams. I got the Rams winning that one. They're going to go on and face Philly. The Rams are going to win that game. We'll say 33-30. I'll give them 34-28. 34-31. That's what we're going with right there. Right there. You see how tough that was for me to call? That's going to be a great game. Honestly, that's probably going to be the best game of the first round in my opinion. And then we've got the New Orleans Saints. Who dat? Going against the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. You know who I got winning this. NOLA, baby. New Orleans. They're going to win this game. They're going to win it pretty easily. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean Cam Newton's not going to put up points. But that New Orleans Saints defense has improved drastically from the last several years. And Drew Brees is going to win this game. Single-handedly, Drew Brees will win this game. Look for Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram to have a big game. Look for Michael Thomas to have a big game. This is the easiest game to call, in my opinion. Yeah, and I think Buffalo beats Jacksonville. I think that's an easy game for me to call. But New Orleans over Carolina is so easy. It's happening. So, moving on to the divisional playoffs, I'm going to have New England against the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh against Tennessee Titans, the Philadelphia Eagles facing the Rams, and the Minnesota Vikings facing the Saints. This is where it gets interesting in the NFC. The AFC's easily predictable. We're going to have New England over Buffalo and Pittsburgh over the Titans. See, I'm not that big of a homer. If I said Titans over Pittsburgh, I'd be a big homer. But I'm not. I'm trying to be realistic here. And I think Pittsburgh and the Titans, I think that'll be a closer game than New England and Buffalo. But that doesn't mean it's going to be that close. So in the NFC, we're going to have the Eagles against the Rams and the Vikings against the Saints. The Rams are going to beat the Eagles. I love Nick Foles, but I don't love him that much. So the Rams are moving on. They have to. I cannot sit here and say the Eagles are going to beat the Rams with a straight face. I can't. I can't do it. I'm already laughing just thinking about it. There's no way. There's no way the Eagles beat the Rams. I would not trust Nick Foles to beat the Rams. I love Nick Foles. He's a good quarterback. He is. But he's not going to beat the Rams. And then we got the Minnesota Vikings and the Saints. This, in my opinion, is the toughest. This will be the toughest game to predict. Both defenses are good. Both offenses are good. It comes down to Case Keenum and Drew Brees. That's what it's going to come down to. Who's going to win this game? Both quarterbacks will put their teams in positions to win. And I got the Saints going over the Vikings. I'm not going to doubt Drew Brees. Case Keenum's been great this year. But I'm not going to pick him over Drew Brees. This game is, in my opinion, I'm picking it based off the quarterbacks. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going Drew Brees. I'm not going to doubt Brees. So, moving on, in the conference championships, I'm going to have New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Rams facing the New Orleans Saints. Texas is going to kill me if I put the Rams in the Super Bowl. Trust me. We've already talked about it. But I guess you'll have to find out who I'm putting there because I'm starting in the AFC. New England versus Pittsburgh. It feels like they've played so many times. And honestly, it's always so fun to watch. Brady versus Ben. That offense of superstars in Pittsburgh versus the New England Patriots offense. Belichick just keeps finding these guys to come in and play. These scrappy white guys. I think Belichick is the only coach who can make white wide receivers superstars, man. I swear. Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, now Chris Hogan. Unfortunately, Edelman's not going to be able to play in this game, but it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It really is. You have Brandon Cooks, Chris Hogan, James White, Deion Lewis, Rob Gronkowski, all on that offense. And then you move over to the Steelers, and you've got Antonio Brown. It's not even fair, really. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Martavis Bryant, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jesse James, Eli Rogers. Now, Jesse James and Eli Rogers aren't stars, but they're good players. They're good football players. This is going to be a very scrappy game, and I have the Steelers beating the Pats. I have the Steelers moving on to the Super Bowl. Will it be enough to make Big Ben want to stay and play another year? I don't know. But, yeah, I have the Steelers moving on in that one. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. I think both teams will at least get to 30 points. And I don't know. Honestly, I see that one going either way, but I said the Steelers, and I'm sticking with it. So, in the NFC, we've got the Saints and the Rams. Did the Rams really tank? I don't know. Did they lose that last game on purpose? Is it going to work for them? I don't know. We'll see. It's not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The Saints are going to make this Super Bowl. They're going to manhandle the Rams. That defense is good enough. It's too good. It's too good. And that offense is way too good not to beat the Rams. The Rams are a great team. They're on the come up. They're almost there. I didn't expect them to make the leap that they made this year, but they made it. And they made it with class. The Rams made it to the NFC Championship. Before the year started, Nobody thought the Rams were going to make the playoffs. Nobody thought they were going to win that division. Nobody. They're almost there. And I wish I could say the Rams are going to make the Super Bowl. I did a few weeks ago. I can't do it again. I love this Saints offense and this defense. And I have them going to the Super Bowl playing the Steelers. And honestly, I don't care who you're a fan of. I don't care if you're a Rams fan or a Patriots fan, Titans fan. I'm a Titans fan. And I want to see the Super Bowl. I want to see the Steelers going up against the Saints in the big one. Who doesn't? Offense and defense. That would be a great game. Breeze versus Ben. Can the Steelers slow down that rushing attack and that passing attack on the Saints? No. No. But can that defense, will they be able to stop Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell? No. No, there's no way. You don't stop Le'Veon Bell. You don't stop Antonio Brown. Can you limit them? Yeah, you can try. Many's tried. Few have succeeded. I mean, it'd be a great game. Has teams been able to stop Mark Ingram? Have they been able to stop Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees? No. No. And the Steelers won't either. It'll be a great game. This is the Super Bowl I want to see. Obviously, I'd like to see the Titans. But if I want to talk about a great game, this is the game I want. I want Pittsburgh and New Orleans. I'd like to see Drew Brees get him another ring. Hell, I'd like to see Big Ben get him another ring. This would be a great ball game. And honestly, two of the best quarterbacks, two of the best offenses going at it in the Super Bowl, that's what you want. That's what you want. But I think these playoffs this year are incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I can see them going either way. I feel like the AFC is easier to predict because I don't see any team taking out New England or Pittsburgh. I think they're walks for the conference championship. But, I mean, that first round, though, it's going to be upset city. It's going to be upset city. The Bills are going to take out. They were tanking. I thought they were tanking. And then they sign Anquan Bolden. He then quits, retires. And everyone assumed they were tanking after that. I assumed they were tanking after they made the trades they made. But what do they do? What do they do? They trade Marcel Darius. Another stud. They trade him. So then you're convinced they're tanking. But they find ways to win. They benched Tyrod Taylor. They benched him for Nathan Peterman. Nathan Peterman comes in and it's a crap show. It's a crapshoot. So they're like, man, we made the wrong call there, and yet they're still able to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, and all of this stuff that I just said happened. How are they in the playoffs? I don't know. But you best believe they're going to beat Jacksonville. Nobody thought they'd be there. Nobody thought they'd be there. And yet they are. And going along, I mean, there's several teams in the playoffs that you didn't think would be here. Jacksonville, yeah, we all knew they were going to have a good defense. I didn't see them making the playoffs. At the beginning of the year, you knew that division was coming down to the Titans and the Texans. And unfortunately, the Texans got hit with the injury bug, and they got hit with it hard. And the Jags took advantage. The Titans were in great position. They ended up losing 3 straight games. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? And then the Rams. The Rams. I didn't think they were in the playoffs. I didn't think the Saints were going to be in the playoffs. And I didn't think the Panthers were going to be in the playoffs at the beginning of the year. I didn't. The Rams, I thought they'd be better. I mean, you can't really it'd be hard to do worse. But yet they're here. And I mean, they've done it in style. They've been great all year. And they're here. And, I mean, the Saints, yeah, that offense is always good. But nobody expected that defense to carry them like they have at times. And the Panthers. I didn't see the Panthers getting here. I didn't. I think they had I thought at the beginning of the year they had a better shot than the Saints did. Boy, was I wrong. I thought coming out of that NFC South, it was going to be the Falcons for sure, with the Bucs a close second. I thought the Bucs were going to get a wild card, but I was wrong. I was definitely wrong on the Buccaneers there. But these are going to be the playoffs. Nobody can predict, especially the NFC. Now, if one of these teams are able to take out the Patriots or the Steelers, oh my God, we're going to go bananas. We're going to go absolutely crazy. It's going to be fun to watch. These playoffs are going to be so fun, so electric, that it's crazy. It's going to be crazy, and I can't wait to watch. I'm watching Saturday. I'm watching that Titans game. Who's not? This weekend coming up is going to be absolutely amazing. You've got the playoffs on Saturday, Sunday. You've got the college football national championship on Monday. My God. I can't wait. It's one of the best sport weekends of the year. I ain't going to say it is the best, because the best is Super Bowl weekend, Super Bowl Sunday, which happens to be on mine and Texas' birthday. That's right. We're born on the same damn day. February 4th, baby. Super Bowl. It'd be awesome? Get us tickets. You want to see us at the Super Bowl? Buy us tickets. Buy us, the birthday boys, Tex and Chase tickets to the Super Bowl. And I promise you we'll go. Thank y'all for listening, guys. This is Cover 2 Sports. I'm Chase Hope, and I didn't blow no coverage.